Hello there. This is a tutorial. I hope the lighting is good enough. It's a little cloudy outside, but I have some indoor lighting and I hope that it works well. If you're wondering what the getup is with the earrings and the necklace, I'm going to recreate a working woman. You know, gone is the girl of yesterday. We're in 1920s. The women are now out in the workforce, cutting their hair. No more bouffants with the long curls coming down. The Gibson girl, goodbye. We're going to work now, and we're going to put makeup on. And I like the makeup of the early 20s, but in the mid 20s they started to get more color. They were getting pressed blushes because they were getting compacts. Some of their lipsticks were, I know, flavored because they were cherry. To do era makeup and vintage makeup all the way up to the pinup. I was going to do the pinup first because it's requested so much, but I thought I'll start with the 20s and work my way up from there. I love reading about the history. If you're going to be a professional makeup artist and you go on location or you go somewhere and they're like, okay, they want a 20s look on these line of models, you got to know what to do. Eyebrows, and I'll talk to you while I do it. They're very, very thin. So because my eyebrows are so light, I am not going to. I would usually use the MAC Lip Erase to completely get rid of my eyebrows. However, at this time, I did a chemical peel a couple days ago at home. I'll be showing you guys how I do that, by the way. And my skin is a little bit dry, kind of like you get a little bit chapped for a couple days. So I just use a heavy moisturizer. So what I'm going to start off with first is a black liner. This one here is just the one from Benefit. I'm glad I get to use it because I never do any other time. It's the bad guy one. Just gonna hold my eye taut. And again, I'll do it another time. I'll do a flapper girl look. I'm gonna mix it up a bit between celebrity, vintage, bridal, my everyday looks, things I like. A lot of my bridal that I tend to do on others are things that I like for myself. Blend here. If you hear of anybody using the term dry brushing, because sometimes makeup artists will use terms that just means blending out. And once you start to run out of product, like as it starts to get lighter, it just means that they're dry brushing. That's one of the reasons, or one of the reasons for the word. So you want to bring it up. 252 palette from Coastal Scents. These are all of their hot pots combined into one palette. And I'm going to start off with a small brush, a little paddle brush like this, and I'm going to go with the matte brown. It is the one with the matte gray, I'm sorry. The one with all of the blues, and it's this one here. On my blog, I'll list the names of them, and I'll take a picture and show you. So they would, I should be really authentic and be using my sponge-tipped applicators. I have found that if you get really good ones of those, like really soft ones, not the scratchy ones that hurt, but if you get really soft ones, I love those for glitter. I love those for dark colors when you don't want fallout. Or if you really want to get detailed in the crease or right around that brow bone. I'm going to keep it as the ladies in the 20s who are going out to look for a job. So I'm not going to be contouring. I'm not going to be using the dark orange. It's the same one. It's the top, the same layer. It's just the top. You just have to be careful to make sure it's a matte color. They did not have frosts actually until around the 60s. So even in the 50s, I know that they didn't have frosty colors. So what I'm going to do is take a brush that is kind of going to give me that windshield wiper effect. And again, in this day and age, we're able to cheat like this, but they did this without that. So I'm going to take that transition color and I'm going to come here. And it's dark. I mean, there's no kidding about it. And I still haven't heard and haven't read anything about a highlight shade. I haven't heard that they put anything under their brow to accent that. I've only heard about the dark shades. Okay, now on a flapper, you may see, a flapper girl, you may see it smoked out along the bottom. On most working ladies, they did not smoke it out. And for mascara, they would mix coal or some kind of dark product. Most of the time it was coal in areas where they had coal, and they would use petroleum jelly. If they were lucky enough to live in the city, they would be able to go out and get a cake liner product or a cake product to be able to wet and then use something like a spoolie or a brush. Nowadays we have these kind of brushes to put our mascara on with. So since they did have the curl lash back in the day, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply my mascara, and I will be right back. Really quickly, I'm just going to clean up under the eye, and I've already put a really lighter concealer on the tip of this foundation brush, and I'm going to just clean up that fallout that way. I'm not going to put any highlighters anywhere. I'm not going to contour anything. They just didn't do that yet. Nothing frosty, no frosty lipsticks. So the fun part now are the lips, and I'm trying to pick the best shade possible for the lipstick I have picked out, because they said that the working ladies really like to go with like what we would call like an ox blood these days, and I really like Wet n Wild color in Cherry Bomb. It looks just like this. But I'm going to shape my lips first with the best matching lip liner I have. And I believe that is this one from Scents, and the color Current. And again, this is like super dark on the lips and super dark on the eyes, although I'm glad there's nothing on the bottom, but the flappers did use it on the bottom. They totally would take off this side of the lip. Make the top lip look completely less full or less round than the actual lip. And I'm sure that they did not have lip liners. They were actually using their lipsticks to do this. The bottom lip I'm actually going to use, I'm going to come exactly where this ended. So I'm going to leave out this half of my lip. But they like to extend the fullness of that lip. and gradually bring it back in. Even though they were cutting off this portion of the lip, it's hard to do that and get used to it because it really kind of looks silly to me, but like those little clown lips. Okay, so now I'm going to fill it in with the lipstick. And this is the Cherry Bomb. And in the 20s, again, they didn't have a lot of utensils, which is why I'm just using the lipstick itself. Everything was matte, no sparkles yet. And then, if they got it on the outside, they would come down just like this. See how there's like that distorted lip shape? Okay, so what I did was I came back in and I fixed the lip. I just will show you quickly. I came back in with the darker lip liner, and this one is called Espresso. And it's Espresso, not espresso, but it's got a little more brown to it. And what I did to get that edge, you know, like that little clown lip, thank God this is no longer in style because I do not like not being able to accentuate it all the way out. I brought that in because my lips are naturally so colored and so rosy. Maybe it's also because I exfoliated them earlier. It looks so silly to me. But you can also use some concealer and put right here and make it much more authentic to really touch that up. And that's what I'll do with my flapper look. But I also darkened it up with a matte lipstick in Enchanted. It's right here, and this is from Fusion Color Cosmetics. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's just fun. And if you ever want to do it for Halloween or any kind of costume party, I think it's just a lot of fun to learn about makeup from the vintage time, the vintage eras. The things we find in our vintage stores are so cool. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.